Alright, welcome to August 17th on Joe's Daily U.S. History Lesson. I am your host, Joseph DiCristoforo, and one of the reasons why I do this show is because I'm a proud patriotic American. And hopefully one of the reasons you're listening is because you are also a proud patriotic American. I put this podcast together from a tool shed in my backyard in La Mesa, California. It's right next to San Diego, America's finest city. If you're looking to move here, or if you do live here, and if you have any questions about real estate investments or refinancing, check out teresalovesrealestate.com and then give her a call at 619-507-4906. And let's begin the show as we normally do with the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's everyone stand up and put our right hands over our hearts and face the flags if we have one and begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very nice. And now on to today's headlines. The race to Messina, Merrick patents the wrench, Billy the Kid makes his first kill, and baseball news with Lou Gehrig and Richie Ashburn. Alright, so now let's do this! 1943. The race to Messina ends. Patton wins. Even though Montgomery didn't know they were racing. World War II had some very memorable campaigns, such as the Overlord in Normandy, Operation Torch in North Africa, and then there was Operation Husky in Sicily. As of January 1943, President Franklin Roosevelt and British Prime Minister Winston Churchill agreed that upon taking care of French North Africa, that capturing Sicily should be next. What better man to handle the invasion than U.S. General George S. Patton?
Americans traditionally love to fight. All real Americans love the sting of battle.
And British Field Marshal Bernard L. Montgomery. On August 10th, 1943, an Allied invasion featuring Patton's 7th Army and Montgomery's 8th Army began ejecting troops up the Sicilian coast. The Italians couldn't even fight back. By the end of the day, the Allies had completely taken the coast. Montgomery changed the plan since the campaign was going so well for him, and decided to go inward Sicily around the base of Mount Etna. On July 16th, Patton and his armor arrived in Agrigento, kept going, and reached Palermo on the 22nd. And from there, Messina, final Sicilian enemy stronghold.
We're not just going to shoot the bastards. We're going to cut out their living guts and use them to grease the treads of our tank. We're going to murder those lousy Hun bastards by the bushel.
Patton arrived on August 17th, mere hours before Montgomery. And for those of you who saw the movie Patton and remember George C. Scott mocking Michael Bates as if he reached some sort of finish line first, in reality, it didn't go down like that. First of all, Montgomery didn't even know that they were racing, depending on who you ask. Second, the Allies had about 400,000 men at its peak, while the Italians and Germans only made up around 270,000. And the Allies had about 600 tanks versus the Axis 200. In either case, Husky was now over, and Italian dictator Benito Mussolini was finished. 1835. Solymon Merrick from Springfield, Mass. patents the first wrench. Now, of course, wrenches have been around for centuries, but Merrick gets the credit because he got the patent. It's that simple. Charles Monckeyt, by the way, patented the monkey wrench, which was actually named after him, except he took out the C from his name. 1877, Wendy Cahill messes with the wrong kid. Billy the Kid, that is, and Billy kills his first man. William Henry McCarty, otherwise known as Billy the Kid, was working as a ranch hand in 1877 in Arizona at the Camp Grant Army Post. Also working there at the time was a big Irish blacksmith named Frank Cahill, otherwise known as Wendy, who enjoyed picking on a young and scrawny Billy. Legend has it, on August 17, 1877, the two men started calling each other names and went to throw. Cahill easily pushed down Billy and pinned him to the ground, completely overwhelming him. Billy responded by pulling out his pistol and shooting Cahill in the gut. Cahill died the next day of his wounds, and fearing imprisonment and retaliation from Cahill's friends, Billy the Kid headed back to his former home in New Mexico and got involved in the Lincoln County Wars. And finally, a couple things in baseball news. 1933, New York Yankee first baseman Lou Gehrig plays record 1,308th consecutive game. And in 1957, on August 17th, Richie Ashburn accidentally hits a fan through his foul balls twice. The fan was Alice Roth, and the first time he fouled the ball, it hit her in the nose, breaking it. And then, when they were carrying her out on the stretcher, he hit another foul ball, which hit her again. Oops.
And so that's going to wrap it up, my friends, for August 17th on Joe's Daily U.S. History Lesson. Once again, I am your host, Joseph DeCristoforo. Check out the website, joesdailyushistorylesson.com. Let me know what you thought about today's program. For example, what about that race to Messina? Was George Patton the most audacious general in all of World War II? If not, who was? I'll tell you who it wasn't. Bernard Law Montgomery, that's who. I got 3 words for him. You lose, Monty. What about that story of Billy the Kid? I've got a million of them, and they're all great. So yeah, let me know what you think on the comment board. You can also take a crack at some of the multiple choice quizzes while you're on the website. And don't miss tomorrow's show. I'll talk about Operation Starlight, Jay's Treaty, a sea serpent, TV game shows, James Meredith, and Wrigley Field. So don't miss that. In the meantime, you can catch me on Facebook and Twitter. My Twitter handle is JDUSHL. And until tomorrow, thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for being great patriotic Americans. See you then.